If you've spent your life chasing confidence, believing that it's going to give you the key to everything you want, success, happiness, purpose, but what if I told you that confidence isn't the answer? Okay, welcome back. I'm LJ, and today I'm going to share exactly why chasing confidence could be what's actually holding you back. And I'm also going to reveal the one thing you truly need instead, a deeper force, okay, something far more powerful. Now, I've learned these lessons through my own experience. And as I say, I don't claim to be a guru. I can only talk from first-hand experience. And that's what it is today, right? Your entire life could shift faster than you imagine if you just tweak some simple things in your life. Okay, and let's start by challenging one of the biggest myths that you hear about. Confidence is something you must have before you can take action, right? For years, I waited to feel confident enough, right, before stepping out, whether that was, going into the gym to get the body I wanted, to get sober, healing relationships, building my coaching career, and more recently, going all out on YouTube. Okay, I believe that once I felt confident enough, then I'd be finally ready to take the step. Okay, but here's the reality that I learned the hard way. Confidence is an illusion. It's fleeting, it's unreliable, and it's conditional, right? You feel confident when things are predictable, right? But life, unfortunately, is definitely not predictable, especially a life of growth, right? It's actually unpredictable. So if you're waiting for confidence before moving forward, you're going to be waiting forever, right? When I finally, started to speak openly about my spiritual awakening, my struggles with addiction, and really the darkest moments of my life, I did not feel confident. I was shitting myself. I felt terrified, right? But stepping forward anyway changed that for me. Okay, confidence didn't create the breakthrough. It was the courage to take the action regardless of all my fears and anxiety and everything that was trying to hold me back. Right? And the problem with chasing confidence is that you're placing the power externally. Okay, it's always conditional, depending on approval, results, circumstances going your way. So you get trapped in the cycle of needing something you cannot control. And is that a way to truly live a fulfilled life? No, right? So instead of confidence, you're going to have to look at something deeper, something that won't waver, something that's unconditional, and something that you have within you. And that thing is courage. Okay. Chris Duncan was one of my mentors. Okay. Played a huge part of my life. And he had this big picture of a quote by Mark Twain in one of the course booklets. Okay. And it stuck with me ever since. It's courage is not the absence of fear. It's acting in despite of it. Right. And I've heard this quote being bounced around from loads of other different people. I think Jordan Peterson. Right. But I spent decades, and I mean decades, afraid of judgment, afraid of rejection, afraid of failure. Right. And my fear didn't vanish when I started to transform my life. Okay. But what shifted was my ability to take the action regardless of the fear or all the negative things that were going on in my life. Okay. When I walked away from my addiction, which took me a long, long time, I wasn't confident. In fact, my confidence was on the opposite side. I was confident that I would never be able to stop drinking. And that's a real truth. I thought that I was destined to die that way. Okay. And when I began speaking my truth, publicly, I wasn't confident. Okay, when I started building my coaching career around spirituality and transformation, I wasn't confident. Right, and more recently, when I started my YouTube journey, I was not confident. In fact, I spent the best part of 5, maybe 6 years waiting to feel confident. Right, and if I continued to wait to feel confident, I wouldn't be recording this video, and I would probably never start. Okay, and what I can say is, I can say this with a knowing, right? I was courageous because I was courageous enough to take aligned action despite my doubt, my fear, and the uncertainty, because I have all of those. And still daily, I wrestle with this, right? And I don't have, a magic wand that's going to make them go away. And I don't believe anybody does. But I believe how we learn to handle them will dictate the path that we take. Okay, because courage is always within your control. You can choose courage right now, right, regardless of external circumstances. Okay, as I've mentioned before, every day I wake up in a negative state, right? That like I feel so much doubt and fear, anxiety, right? But I choose to take the action to get myself out of that state. Okay, and confidence will say, when I feel ready, then I'll take the action. Now, every morning I wake up, I never feel ready. So if I was waiting till I felt ready, I would never do anything. Okay, courage says I'll act even though I don't feel ready. Okay, and that's the beautiful irony. Confidence eventually follows courage, but courage must come first. Okay, it must come first because the mind tricks you into waiting for confidence. So why does your mind, cling so tightly to the need for confidence? Right? Now, I'm no expert in this, but I do know that it's rooted in biology, psychology, and conditioning. I've studied enough people, I've read enough books, I've read enough articles, some studies to understand that. Right? Your brain is wired to keep you safe. Right? Confidence feels safe, predictable, controllable. Fear and uncertainty, that feels dangerous. So your mind tells you, wait until you're confident, wait until you're certain. But certainty never arrives. And this is the ego. When I say mind, the ego wants to keep you the same. Right? It doesn't want you changing, it doesn't want you getting better. And I'm not saying the ego's bad, but that's just your ego's your vehicle of orientation. It knows the past, so it feels comfortable. It wants you to stay the same. Anything when you go to change, anything new, the ego, it threatens your ego survival. So it does everything to keep you the same. Okay, see, from childhood, right? We've been conditioned to seek external validation, right? Get good grades, be a good boy, be a good girl, get praise from the teachers, praise from the parents. It's all wired our brain to depend on the external signals to feel secure. And confidence is just another version of external validation. Right? So by chasing validation, by chasing confidence, it's just an endless trap. Okay? You never find lasting peace because your power is always reliant on something outside of you. Right? And that's not real freedom. Real freedom comes from moving the locus of power inward, relying on courage from you, your intuition, and alignment with who you truly are, your deeper self. And I'm going to keep talking about this because I know how much it's changed my life. And I know that no matter where you are in life, this can change your life. Getting to know yourself, who you are, loving yourself, knowing that you're perfect just as you are. Okay? The way you're going to build the courage is through aligned action. Okay? So that's, it's not about waiting for the confidence, right? It's about taking the aligned action. The action that your inner guidance system is telling you to take, right? And aligned action means acting from your intuition, your higher truth, and doing this when fear shows up. In fact, especially when fear shows up, right? As I said, fear is it's just letting you know that this is something that you should be doing, right? This builds courage, right? Because every aligned step you take proves to your subconscious mind you don't need confidence to move forward, right? And let's just talk about, my most recent, kind of example of this, right? When I started this YouTube channel, right, I started speaking openly about my spirituality, about my awakening, about my addiction, my personal struggles, right? I was in such fear. I had zero confidence, right? Every single time I went to hit record, I was terrified, right? But I knew that I could not get away from this because I knew this was part of my purpose, right? It felt aligned. I felt I was called to do this. And if I didn't do this, I felt that I was robbing other people of a chance to transform their life. So this was a part of my purpose. So every video that I made strengthened my courage, right? And eventually, yes, confidence comes after that, right? But if I didn't have the courage to take the first step, the confidence wouldn't come because the courage created the momentum. right? And you don't have to go and start a YouTube channel. You don't have to go, it doesn't have to be big or whatever it is, right? Everybody's in a different situation right now, but you can start small. Courage isn't always loud, massive, big. Sometimes it's, quietly making a decision that's aligned with your soul. Even if no one understands it, no one has to understand it except for you, right? Every tiny courageous act, it creates an internal strength, resilience, and eventually you will have that genuine confidence. Okay, because and courage isn't the only thing stronger than confidence, right? This is for me is a superpower. Authenticity is crucial, right? And authenticity means living your truth, and that's why you'll see it's my banner for my YouTube, right? Living your truth, even when it risks rejection or misunderstanding. It means owning all of you. Okay, your struggles, your shadows, your brilliance, your uniqueness. You are amazing. And if you don't believe that right now, this is why I have created this channel, to show you how amazing you are and that you can create anything you want. Because the more authentic you become, the less confidence you actually need. Because authenticity gives you something deeper, right? Something deeper, inner peace. This is the first time in 46 years I can honestly say that I have inner peace, right? No longer performing, okay? No longer seeking validation, just expressing what is true. Okay? And that's what it is for you. Just express what's true for you. Forget about everybody else. Okay? Because when I stopped running and hiding from my past, my arrests, my addiction, my pain, my suffering, and I spoke openly, right? Something incredible happened. Other people resonated with me. Other people reached out. Other people thanked me, right? And see that there? That is the most amazing feeling that you can get, is knowing that other people connect with you and that you're helping them move through a difficult period in their life. Okay, and I also started to attract the right people, the right opportunities, right? The right relationships, people who were aligned with me, not me, the false me that I lived with for 40 years, where I was constantly in and out of bad relationships, in and out of trouble, because I was living a false life. I was living a lie. Okay, and now I really don't care about what people say, right? Because confidence asks, will they like me? Authenticity says, this is who I am, so I don't give a shit if they like me or not. And I can honestly say that, hand on my heart, right? And when you embody authenticity, confidence becomes irrelevant. Okay, the need just simply fades away, right? It truly does. Because, it comes down to trusting your higher self and knowing that there is a path for you. You are here for a purpose and you will be guided. So even when you're going through tough times, you are still being guided, right? But you're still going to have the voice of the ego there, okay? Because you can't rely on the ego, because that's the voice craving certainty and validation. And this is why it's learning to trust something deeper, your intuition, your superconscious, that divine intelligence guiding your path, right? Your higher self doesn't deal in confidence or uncertainty. It only deals in the truth. It knows exactly what you're capable of and exactly where you're meant to go. Okay? Even if your conscious mind doubts it. Right? So stop waiting for confidence. Tune into that deeper voice within. Trust your intuition. Trust your higher self. Your soul knows. Right? And go forward, especially when it feels uncertain or scary. This higher guidance never, ever, ever leads you astray. The more you trust it, the less you even worry about confidence, because you know that you're being guided perfectly every step of the way. Okay, so remember this clearly. Confidence is never the answer. Courage, authenticity, and trusting your higher self always is the answer. Don't wait another day trapped in the illusion of needing to feel confident to do something. You have everything you need within. Okay? Act aligned, act authentic, act courageously, and then watch how your life transforms far beyond what confidence could ever offer. You were born for greatness. You were born to step into that greatness. Not when you're ready, okay? but precisely because you're not ready. This is how to build a life truly aligned with who you're meant to become. Okay? So it's not about confidence, it's about courage, authenticity. And you have it in you. This is not something that you have to build or you have to find. It's there in deep within you. So please tap into it. And if this video resonated with you, please give me a wee comment below. Let me know one courageous action that you're going to take today. Okay? Without waiting for confidence. Okay? And please join me on this journey. Subscribe to the channel. Let's build this community. Okay? Let's help each other step into our purpose courageously. Okay? Tapping into that higher self together. Okay? I love you guys deeply. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll have another video for you here, and you can subscribe here. Take care, and I'll catch you on the next one.